Sledge's When a Man Loves a Woman, Wilson Pickett's Mustang Sally, Arthur Alexander's You Better Move On, and I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You by Aretha Franklin. These are classic songs that have transcended the natural change music went through in the late 60s. One common thing that was shared in all these songs was a smooth keyboard sound that each had, and that sound was Spooner Oldham. Dewey Spooner Oldham was born in Center Star, Alabama. He was experimenting with music during high school, playing piano in bands. He was in bands called the Tempets and Hollis Dixon and the Keynotes. His father, Dewey Oldham Sr., had been in a band, and this is where he developed his love for music. His father even, that band auditioned at the Grand Ole Opry at that time. With Rick Hall at Fame, Spooner and other session players began to experiment with music that would explode into what would become known as the Muscle Shoals sound. It was early in the 60s, and rhythm and blues, which had been one of the sounds of the black artists, was beginning to see a change into a smoother pop sound. This was coming out of Detroit. This Motown sound came from Detroit, and it was popular too. But there was something going on in the South. Fame Studios released a record by Jimmy Hughes called Steal Away, and Fame then was on the road, and they had gentlemen like these up here leading the way. Spooner would also be heard on Tell Mama, Funky Broadway, Land of a Thousand Dances, and Take Time to Know Her. He teamed up later with Dan Penn to write hits, the hit It Tears Me Up by Percy Sledge, and I'm Your Puppet by James and Bobby Purify. While he would continue to record at Fame, but would also he went to New York to finish albums with Aretha Franklin that had begun in Muscle Shoals. He was on her first 4 LPs, and this brought hits such as Respect, Chain of Fools, and Think. He was very high in demand, and he would record with people such as King Curtis, Sweet Inspirations, Box Tops, and B.J. Thomas. Spooner and Dan would also find success in songs such as Cry Like a Baby, I Met Her in Church, and these were all recorded by the Box Tops. And they would also write the song Sweet Inspiration, recorded by the Sweet Inspirations. Spooner took his talents to Los Angeles in 1968, and there he had a song on the Janis Joplin album, Pearl, A Woman Left Lonely. Later on, he would write a song, Lonely Women Make Good Lovers, which was recorded by Bob Luman, but would become a hit by Steve Wariner in '84. He would also do songs with Linda Ronstadt on her Don't Cry Now album, and later on would join Neil Young and spend over 20 years with Neil, touring, recording, and being on all his albums. Also Bob Dylan. He was there with him on some of his recordings also. Over the time, Spooner would be with such artists such as J.J. Cale, Bob Seger, Jackson Brown, John Prine, Joe Cocker, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. The Birmingham Record Collectors again takes pride and honor in inducting Spooner Oldham into the 2013 Class Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Charlie, and all these wonderful record club folks I met today. I've always liked records. I remember paying 99 cents for them a couple of times when I could afford them. But you know, I got to play on a lot of records, and that's sort of the way I make my living, is making music, writing, and playing, and luckily, fortunately, end up on this kind of record. So thank y'all very much for being here.